Get in, nerds. We're playing Victoria 3. We still got an event over here, and I'm just going to knock this out quickly while we're thinking about it. Laborers of the silk plantations in Provence have been affected significantly by the loss of their silkworms to Pébrine. They have petitioned the government for financial assistance to replace lost wages. Man becomes great exactly in the degree to which he works for the welfare of his fellow man. Who are we to deny them aid? This gets us more loyalists among farmers and laborers, or we can find out they can find alternative employment soon enough. This makes them more radical. I'm gonna do this one. I'm just gonna pay them off. Like, I can afford it. Keeping taxes low here. So, I think at this point we might be able to outrun this. With that having been said, I am still going to flip over to interventionism. This will likely make this... This will make the... Okay, here we go. So now this revolution is progressing downward. And now it's a question of buying time. To the point where my armed... So now it's just going to be a question of buying time. To the point where my armed forces are less unhappy about this whole situation. In fact... Am I lagging? Okay, we're good. Put these groups together. Okay, that's not going to work. Alright. We'll pull the petite bourgeoisie in. This is kind of my golden alliance here. Intelligentsia gets suppressed. Armed forces, you can get suppressed for now. And everyone else, I think we're good to go. Intelligentsia get bolstered. So we'll see kind of what happens with this, but ultimately, oh boy. This is going wild. Prussia, you're trying to subjugate Sind? I don't know why you're doing that. I'm going to put a consumption tax on wine with my remaining authority. And then I think I'm going to reduce taxes further. So that's going to move me up to 97. Why are we getting fewer loyalists a month at this level? Weird. This is 889k. When we move down, oh, it's almost the same. That's really curious. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. All right, so now we've just got, now we're still becoming fake reform enjoyers, and now we're just keeping the communist elements of the government from becoming too strong while we keep taxes low and generally keep things relaxed and chill and don't do anything too crazy. Whew, I think we've done it. I think we've basically gotten to the point where we're not out of the woods yet. We can't go too buck wild with this situation. Ultimately, I probably am going to cancel the move over to interventionism. But if I can't, then I can't. And that just is what it is. We're at 5.9 infamy. When we get down to 0, we could grab the rest of the Netherlands. We are once again back up to number 1 in position here. I'm going to go ahead and start building up some navies. because that is the thing we can do to solidify our position in the international hierarchy. Grassroots support for the law. The political wills and desires of the lower classes will always remain an opaque matter. For whatever reason, support for interventionism spread like wildfire across the French Empire, spurred on by charismatic speakers and lively debates in small-time social clubs. They're backing what now? Well, who are we to complain? While their support was never a prerequisite for success, it sure doesn't hurt to have it either. Public enthusiasm expedites reform. This gives us a bunch of extra enactment chance and makes the petite bourgeoisie a little stronger, or use this common ground to calm the masses. 20% of lower stardom pops in Oron become more loyalist. I'm going to do the second one, because again, enactment chance doesn't really matter all that much to me on this, with respect to our present situation. Let's look at our tech queue. I was going to go for... electric arc process. We'll get us arc welding, which I do actually want a lot of. But I would also love to have these automation production methods. On the other hand, military stuff. No, I'm gonna keep working on production methods. I think that's the right way to do this. I'm gonna queue in. This is spreading to me, so that'll get there by itself. I don't need to worry about that. I'm going to queue in conveyors and automatic bottle blowers. Whew, all right. So... the Dreyfus Affair... this is progress. I still haven't seen any opportunity to actually change this or do something with it. The guy it was involved with was abroad somewhere, right? I'm not sure. Oh, soon I'll be able to throw this guy out of the country. Well, in 3.5 years. That'll be nice. That'll be a good time. Just looking at options for improving my overall situation. Communist Hesse. Man, losing all that power projection from those from switching over army models has really slowed down our international prestige. Happily, they can't stop us from having a standing navy. Oh, and also, now we can go to the Dreadnought method. Now that we're producing enough radios for that to function. Cool. So that significantly increased the price of radios, but hopefully what that'll do is it'll increase our electrics industry's profitability significantly. Let's go to full radios. Perfect. So that's made them mostly profitable? Sure, other people want radios. No? Okay, well, sadness. But it is what it is. Alright, come on. Thought that song might have been looping. Okay, so it doesn't appear that the number of loyalists per month is affected all that much by the tax rate. So I'm going to go back up to low tax rates. Yeah, we're still getting 900k. I think I'm completely fine with a righteous government at 92%. I'm very happy with where we are overall politically. Let's take a look at... Goodness. Well, hopefully the electricity situation... So, here's where we'll be soon with the electricity situation. When we switch over to coal-fired plants, we'll be producing 20k more, and we'll be consuming 12k coal. And while I think that'll be... We'll need to figure out how to handle that. I don't think it'll be bad. I think it'll be overall good for us once our economy is able to adjust to it. Obviously, we'll... Oh, combustion engine derricks. Heck yeah. East Angola is where... Perfect. Is where we're going to need to get the coal. East Angola here. To make this work. So, we'll do 10 levels of railways. Really, essentially 50, it's 100, yeah, that should be fine. And we'll build that up. And then... we're going to switch over these power plants to coal-fired. Kablam. So they've gone very far down in profitability because the cost of electricity has tanked due to the absolutely bananas amount that we're now producing. So we'll switch over to... Oh, I can do public motor carriages with this. That's much better. And I can do electric streetlights. It's going to add up 19k electricity. Yep, we can afford that. So, we'll grab our urban centers. We'll switch over to electric. That's got the power plants back to profitable. The urban centers are still a little rough. But yeah, I think we're... and now I think we're absolutely drowning in standard of living, which is incredible. I'm very pleased. Rousing speech captivates the public. This afternoon, Charles Humbert, leader of the petite bourgeoisie, delivered a fiery speech advocating for the enactment of interventionism. Making an appearance before the public in Paris' main square, Charles Humbert's powerful rhetoric left even his most embittered political opponents impressed. Excerpts from his speech are already being circulated across the French Empire, fanning the fires of an already roaring debate. This should ease the path to reform greatly. Performances like this reflect well on Charles Humbert and his cause. This gives us just 15% enactment chance. This one makes Charles Humbert more popular. In exchange for only 10% enactment chance. And it makes the petite bourgeoisie stronger. I'm going to do it. Alright. So where are we with infamy? We're at 3.8. I'm thinking our next... Do we still have a truce with the Netherlands? We do for another 20 months. So it might be time to grab us a few more states in Great Britain. Let me see. Connaught we can start a play for without even going into over 25 Without even going over 25... what do you call it? Infamy. Infamy. Infamy is the word. And now the intelligentsia want a presidential republic. You guys are just... You're making my life difficult, and I don't love it. Why must you do this to me? Why must you make my life so difficult in this manner? Alright, and as we've expanded our navies, we've gotten a bunch more power progression. Power projection, that's very good. That's exactly what we want. Let's take a look at who we've got available for admirals to run these new navies. France HQ, all of these folks are armed forces. I don't necessarily want that. Oh, these guys are alcoholics. Interesting. Let's just grab a small HQ like Southern Africa, and we'll grab this non-alcoholic character. You're a Republican. You're a vanguardist. You're a vanguardist. Okay. Alright. Now, well, nobody who wants to be... who aligns with anyone other than the armed forces? You guys are both not well liked, so we'll put you two in charge. And we'll tolerate the resulting problems. You're communists. Why does the armed forces... Why do all these armed forces dorks keep being communist? What is with this? This is... It can't be this much. Come on, guys. Do you have like a buff or something that makes you pop almost all communists? Is that what's happening here? I don't understand. Again, not that I'm, like, necessarily opposed to going full communism in sort of principle in this game or as part of this run, but it's just one of those weird things. Big old GDP per capita. Feeling pretty good about our overall position in this war. Well, in the world. We're not currently in a war. How long until we get electric arc process? I'm actually going to go ahead and pop this right now. And then we'll queue in conveyors and automatic bottle blowers. And what this is going to do is this is going to let us use our construction sectors much more efficiently by doing arc-welded buildings. That'll cost a bunch more tools, explosives, and electricity. 12k more electricity? Heck. Electricity's still doing basically fine. And anyway, increasing the prices of electricity is going to be very profitable for the power plants, which I think we can all agree we need. So... Oh, and there's psychoanalysis. That's interesting. Not necessarily something I'm hugely excited for. I have... Oh. Alright. Anti-Dreyfusard riot in Lorraine. Spurred on by a particularly inflammatory opinion piece in the petite bourgeoisie-affiliated newspaper the Nancy Evening News, large crowds have taken to the streets, burning effigies of Alfred Dreyfus and shouting anti-Jewish slogans. There they go again, screeching, "Long live the army," and "Down with the Jews," from the top of their lungs. Tonight comes the fires, tomorrow the cleanup, same old song. All this for one Jewish soul? I'm starting to think it would be better if we leave that man in jail, guilty or not. The voice of the people is the voice of God. Dreyfus's case strength decreases by 1. French Empire gets slipping public order, which is minus 5% authority. Petite bourgeoisie gets stronger by 10%. 2% of Jewish pops in Lorraine become more radical. Try to contain the hysteria. This just gives us slipping public order. Petite bourgeoisie gets brawls with police. They get a little mad, minus 1. 2% of Catholic pops in Lorraine become radical. Or let the flicks have a go at these brutes. Available because France's law enforcement investment is greater than 1. Dreyfus's case strength increases by 1. French Empire authority gets only minus 2 authority. Petite bourgeoisie gets brawls for police. Catholic pops become more radical. Jewish pops become more loyalist. I'm going to go with this third one because I like having my authority reduced less. And I don't mind the petite bourgeoisie are unhappy because they're in the government and they're very happy with me. But also, I feel like this is one of those situations where you want Dreyfus's case to be as strong as possible. I'm not sure what the actual outcome will be, but it feels like it's the right call. So, dissenters break ranks. To outside observers, the industrialists may appear firmly committed to the idea of interventionism, but behind this facade of unity, discord has long festered. Now, a clique of dissenters has finally had enough, and have officially broken with their fellow members over the issue of reform. For how long have we stood together? How many times have we lent a willing hand your way? Yet our own concerns are left unanswered, and our desires left unmet. If we shall not be heard here, we shall be so elsewhere. Splitters, may the devil take them. This reduces enactment-chance and makes the industrialists much weaker. Loosen the purse strings. We can lure some of the mech. This costs a barrel full of money and makes the industrialists slightly weaker. Reduces enactment-chance by 10%. Or offer them custodianship over a new draft. This will slow down the law change but also increase enactment-chance. And it'll give us 1 setback. I'm just going to go... I'm going to spend the money. It's really not that much for us right now. Electric arc process. Beautiful. So, this means we can enable electric arc process. Oh, that's going to cost a lot more electricity. For the construction sectors... Oh, we can't do this yet. We can't do this yet. This requires the arc welding tech. My bad. It's down here. Okay, well, that's my mistake. Oh, that was very silly. Condemn slavery. Our rival, the United States of America, continues to practice slavery. We could easily condemn them on the world stage for this. The fact that this sick, disgusting, and depraved practice is allowed to continue anywhere in the world is a slight against humanity itself. We must condemn the practice strongly and publicly as soon as possible. We must condemn it. This costs us some influence, but it guts their prestige. Or we don't want to upset them. This makes the intelligentsia unhappy. I'm going to do this. I'm happy to sacrifice some... I'm happy to sacrifice a little bit of influence to make the United States way weaker. Yeah, you want to fight? You want to fight? Come and fight me. All right. Oh, it has been an exciting year in the French Empire. We are pretty close to being done with our current level of infamy. What would it take to seize the whole Netherlands? Puppet 39 infamy to puppet them, which I would be okay with. I'm still sad that Ethiopia never got united. I would have liked to have them as part of my country. Puppet one of these small states in Africa. But I'd also kind of prefer to take over the territory. Where are we with unemployment? Unemployment continues to go up. But, which means I think we're going to need to increase construction sectors. Oh, actually, we need more railways. What are we subsidizing the railways? I could go to electric trains. How much electricity would this cost? 18K? Reduced coal cost by 12K? Coal's still very expensive, so reducing coal cost would be useful. On the other hand, it would skyrocket the cost of electricity. Maybe we'll just go slow and do it only in the capital. So that's going to make these trains more profitable. And that should get us an event. The Metropolitan Railway. The grand opening of the Paris Metropolitan Railway was received with much celebration. In a speech, the Emperor congratulated the engineers who made this possible. It is not only that the railway that is electrified, but the whole city of Paris. The streets are abuzz with citizens marveling at the wonders of technology, speculating about what new innovation will come to transform our lives for the better. The engineers deserve a reward. This gives us 100% extra railway throughput in Paris, and 50% of engineer pops become, in Ile-de-France, become more loyalist. Or, our railway will be the envy of the world. This gives us 25 prestige for 9 years. I'm going to loyalize the, well, I'm going to say our railway will be the envy of the world, just to keep that prestige up. I know we probably don't need it, but I got a little scared when we had that little slip there with the prestige while we were doing that situation when we went to National Militia. Oh, we have places that are low on taxation capacity still. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab these government admins and I'm gonna move them over to telephone switchboards, and that'll provide some extra taxation capacity as well. Alright, so here as well, having this telephone switchboards. Sure, okay. Actually, there's a smarter way to do this. I can look at... okay, so Lorraine, Alsace-Lorraine, Aquitaine, Auvergne-Limousin. Alsace-Lorraine, you're going to get switchboards. Lorraine, you're going to get switchboards. Auvergne-Limousin, you're going to get switchboards. And Aquitaine, you're going to get switchboards. Still short on opium, don't care about that. Public address goes awry. What was meant as a routine speech about the merits of interventionism by Bruno de Goyon has quickly devolved into a public relations disaster for the industrialists. Fumbling his way through a series of poorly presented talking points, Bruno de Goyon's arguments have been viciously and convincingly picked apart by his political opponents. The question on everyone's lips now is merely if this mishap was due to the inherent failings of interventionism, or can be chalked down to the political incompetence of the industrialists. It's the fault of this poorly thought-out proposal. Bruno de Goyon must take the blame. Don't want to do that. Or scrap the current draft and make a show of a rewrite. Increased enactment time, increased enactment success chance. Bruno de Goyon gets shrewd opportunist, 5% interest group political strength. Gets one setback. So where are we with this movement? They're at +4. I've spent a quarter of the amount of time that I need. If I break off on this, they'll be at -6, which I don't necessarily want. But slowing it down will slow it down. So I'm going to scrap the current draft and make a show of a rewrite. I'll give us one setback. We shouldn't have too many problems with this. Just to look at this. If I put the armed forces into the government, if my armed forces were if my industrialists were headed up by someone with a different opinion, I might be able to achieve full incorporation. So there's this interesting idea about going to command economy while having a king, and just to sort of achieve the full, the full absolute monarchy by way of complete incorporation of the economy. Oh, I was building up, I was fixing up my taxation capacity. Constantine, interestingly, we have a shortage. Oran and Algiers, we can definitely do them as well. What about... Oh, Tunisia we don't have. Tunisia is not incorporated. What was I talking about? Oh, yes, achieving sort of full life consequences. Achieving full and complete absolute rule. Still short in Alsace-Lorraine. Because there's a, not necessarily an argument to be made about it, but an idea that could be fleshed out involving that notion. It's just an idea I've been kicking around. I might end up putting a question about it up on the channel. Up in the socials area. How are things going for telephones? Are we still perfectly good with that? Yes, we are. Alright. So that's completely fine. Poitou Saintonge, you're close. You're very close. So I'm going to switch you over preemptively. Oh, we already have. Okay, never mind. Where else are we short? Wallonia. Orléans-Berry, Provence. This might not be the most efficient way to do this. I might be better off just going, just doing it all at once with all of my locations, but I don't necessarily want to do that. Construction efficiency, that's what I get for doing that. Burgundy. And Alsace-Lorraine I already flipped over, right? Yes. So, where are we short? We're short in Alsace-Lorraine, Champagne, Orléans-Berry, Franche-Comté, Oran, Guyenne, and Lorraine. Cool. We'll just get a few more. I feel like we have to be able to automate. Nope. Can't do that. What about motor industries? 2.26k coal. Really? Still less efficient? Gosh. What about going publicly traded? Oh, that makes them way more efficient. That's wild. Synthetics plants publicly traded? Chemical plants? Yeah. Bananas. Okay, that doesn't... Just gonna wait until this gets all the way up to the top and see if these furniture manufacturers become more efficient. And if they do... Nope. Gotta go back to water tube boiler. Paper mills, can we at least get you up to water tube boiler? No. Maybe when the week changes over? No? Okay. Go back to handle assembly, I guess. I really struggle making these automation methods work. Arms industries and munitions plants, we're just going to do it. We need to keep employment down in those locations anyway. Maybe I'm going too far and too fast into high employment based situations, but maybe that's my error. In any case, we've had an absolutely bananas pair of episodes here. I've actually gotta sign out, but it's been really wild. But I think we've achieved a properly orderly France. So yeah, so I'm feeling pretty full of myself about that. Anyway, I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I'll see you all on the other side.